So what I want to talk about today is I have a couple questions about the Glycetin Skin line. Basically, what is a Nutricosmetic and how do you use it properly?
A Nutricosmetic is essentially a natural health supplement that has been formulated specifically for beauty and anti-aging benefits. So it can be used for any type of skin ailments, it can be used for anti-aging treatments, it can be used for treatment in aesthetic practices. So there's many ways that you can use it, but it's basically been formulated to specifically work with the skin.
Right. And how do you choose the right product for you?
Well, it depends on what you're aiming for. If you're looking for general health for your skin, then there should just be a basic skin supplement that looks at structure function of the skin, reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, and then gives you that hydration that you're looking for. And then there's also components of treatment, which, you know, in my opinion, if you talk to your dermatologist or plastic surgeon, they can usually recommend the best product that's suited for something like that.
Okay. And how long until you see results after starting taking the products?
It really depends what you're treating. So if you have a specific thing that you're trying to target, like pigmentation, it's probably the longest thing, because you have to remember Nutricosmetics work at the lower level of the skin.
Right.
And each skin cycle is about 28 days. So you're kind of feeding that area that is lower that needs to resurface. So I generally tell people to wait about 2 skin cycles to see the true results. So about 2 months. However, things like hydration, acne, even like kind of dollar looking skin, if you're taking a really strong supplement that's great for hydration, you should start noticing in 2 to 3 weeks.
And how do you recommend implementing a Nutricosmetic into your skincare regime?
Well, it's pretty much, as easy as your topical program. You have a time of day when you do it, typically,
right.
And you just do that every single day, and you just make sure that you're compliant with it, because compliance is a big part of efficacy.
Right.
So typically, if it's just like a capsule that you're taking for long-term care for the skin, you could take them anytime, generally before dinner.
Okay.
It's best to get it it's best to use the products during the day.
Right.
But yes, every day it's pretty important for that.
Okay. And is there any specific age range that you recommend the product line for, or anyone can use it?
So according to Health Canada, an adult is considered 18 and older. So we have to suggest our products for 18 plus, just for safety and just data reasons more than anything.
Right.
But the point of a Nutricosmetic is to kind of feed the skin from the inside out. So starting at a young age is super beneficial, because then you're kind of providing those nutrients that prevent that accelerated aging process. We can't stop aging, but we can help that accelerated aging process, which is caused by typically free radicals and the sun. So at a younger age, it's great to use a product that helps with photoprotection, because then you're negating those negative side effects of UV rays damaging the skin. And then if you're starting more, in your later 30s, when your body is changing, your hormones are changing, and your skin starts to change, then you want to take more of a rejuvenative approach. Yeah. So more oils, more hyaluronic acid, more antioxidants, things like that can also help kind of repair the damage that's already happened. Right. Okay. But the sooner the better.
Right.
It's easier to prevent than to repair.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women to use, or?
No.
Okay.
And only because there's no scientific data,
right,
that shows that it's safe. So all of our products are contraindicated to anyone that's pregnant or breastfeeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And are they safe for all skin types? Is there any skin type that you wouldn't necessarily recommend the product line for?
No, it's a skin type shouldn't matter. You would just want to look more at what you're trying to treat.
Okay.
So for oily skin, you would go with a product that maybe isn't as hydrating, like krill oil can be very hydrating. So if you have oily skin, you might want to go with something like borage oil instead. Right. So you want to be more specific with your skin type to what product you're doing than whether it's safe or not for all skin types.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And why would you choose a Nutricosmetic over like a topical treatment to help with a specific skin concern, or would you combine them together?
Definitely combine them together. Okay. Because topical products work a lot with the epidermis, and Nutricosmetics work specifically with the dermis. So when you're doing both, the synergistic effect of it is multiplied. Right. So we always suggest to, still do your topical program, still do your treatment, still do your lasers, still do whatever you are doing. This is just the internal component that's missing in a lot of treatments. That is super important because inflammation typically starts at an internal level. So, and inflammation is the cause to all skin problems. Right. So if you're combating that, providing the skin with nutrients, helping those healthy cells on a lower level, and still doing your other treatments, you're going to get much better results.
A question I have gotten from a couple of patients are when they start the skin brightening in particular, is they have, if they're using it to treat acne, they can almost always get worse before they get better, which is something that I like to prepare patients for. Do you have a good way of kind of explaining why that is and how it works to eventually clear the skin?
Yeah. So when you start taking a Nutricosmetic, because you're working on those lower levels and you're pushing everything up, there is a process of resurfacing that can happen. So when you're doing a detox too, this is one of the things that can happen too, or when you're taking a Nutricosmetic that is specifically trying to clean up the skin and provide healthy cells to push it out. So yes, things can get worse before they get better, but it shouldn't be too long. Okay. It should be more than like a month or so. But then the healing and everything else can happen after that resurfacing is happening. Okay. So when you first start taking it, depends on where you're at your skin cycle, but yeah, it's going to start kind of helping repair and heal and clean it out of the dermis, which is why everything surfaces at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have.